So I just want to dedicate this to America. America, quantitative easing is very, very bad economics. Quantitative easing, just increasing the money supply. They act like geniuses. They're like, hey, how are we going to fix all this? I know. Let's just print up some fake monopoly funny money. We'll do it one time and then we'll stop. They ended up doing it 3 times for the Great Recession. There's 3 rounds of quantitative easing during the Great Recession. $2.2 trillion. We already got a $23 trillion debt. And we have to pay that off sometime. $23 trillion. Who owes that? Our grandchildren? Us? Everybody? $23 trillion? We don't have enough. We don't have any money to. I mean, how can we spend $2 trillion when we're $23 trillion in the hole? It's like, hey, I know I borrowed $23 trillion before and I haven't paid it back, but can I get 2 more trillion? So Milton Friedman, he wrote Capitalism and Freedom, Free to Choose, Monetary History of Something, Price Theory, Demand for Money, A Theory of Consumption, Tyranny of the Status Quo, The Optimum Quantity of Money, Why Government is the Problem, Studies in the Quantity Theory, and a Program for Monetary Stability. So, quantitative easing is very, very bad stuff, America. You got to stop this addiction. You're like a heroin junkie. You're like an addict. Don't do it again. A 4th coronavirus bill. Is any of this trillions of dollars actually, for coronavirus? Trillions of dollars. This is very bad. We're in a recession right now. The economy is tanking. We're going straight down. The economy is going straight down. The economy is nosediving. Look at the Dow Jones. America needs to pull all of your money out of the banks and stuff it underneath your mattresses. Don't trust these goddamn banksters. U.S. dollar ain't going to be worth a continental if you keep on doing this quantitative easing. So you got to get your money out of stocks, out of bonds. Just get your money and, save your U.S. greenbacks like it's gold coins. Because the U.S. dollar and gold, I think they're synonymous with one another. The U.S. dollar is the world's dominant reserve currency because we got our currency, our shit together first. That benefits us. The entire world has been trading with the U.S. dollar up until recently, especially with this, manipulating currency. We sit there and say China manipulates their currency. What do you think quantitative easing is? So since the U.S. dollar has been the world's dominant reserve currency, meaning the world's banks, foreign banks, pick the dollar to say that their, peso is worth something. Peso, is it worth something? Oh, well, we got like $100 billion in the bank. Okay. Dollar bills? Yeah. So I hear that it actually helps America in our favor by like $100 billion per year. So since we're the world's dominant reserve currency, since people trade with the U.S. dollar, people look up to America. They see what we're doing, and they copy us. Since we did quantitative easing, now all of Europe is doing. Canada and all of Europe is doing quantitative easing. Some older and dead and gone reserve currencies that used to dominate the world include the Greek drachma, the Roman denari, the Byzantine solidus, the Arab dinar, the Venetian ducato, the Florentine florin, the Dutch guilder, and the French franc. If you want to get 1 troy ounce, you want to get a 2018 silver American Eagle, it's going to cost you $23 from Money Metals Exchange, and it's 0.999% pure, or 99%, wait, 0.9, it's got to be 99%, right? 0.9, that's like barely, I think it's a silver proof, 1 ounce silver proof coin, so it's silver through and through. So for 1 ounce, $23. Does that mean 1 ounce of silver is $23? But the 2019 silver American Eagle, 1 ounce is $56 from the U.S. Mint. And then I saw that 2019 JFK silver $50. which is $20 face value being sold from the U.S. Mint for $33. So you're already getting robbed at $13 as soon as you buy the JFK silver $half. Then you got the 2020 American Eagle 1-ounce silver-proof coin, $65. So these are silver coins. They're kind of like silver dollars, but they're 1-ounce silver coins. 2020 is $65. American Eagle, $56 for 2019, and then $23 for 2018. Why would anybody buy the 2019, 2020? The 2018 is silver. You want a silver piece? Get the $23 one. I mean, that's like way better. What's the difference between the 2020, 2019? Jerome Powell, he's the Fed chair. He owns $55 million worth of assets. He's only a fucking millionaire. He only owns millions of dollars in stock. He's only part of the millionaire class, multimillionaire. He's only part of the owning of the stock market class. I mean, Jerome Powell, he's going to represent me, that Catholic Republican multimillionaire who owns millions in stocks. I'm sure he knows what it's like to be working class. Karl Marx says that the price of a commodity is equal to its cost of production. There's only 5 people that's on the Federal Reserve Board right now. It's supposed to be 7-member board. So we only have 5 people making all these major-ass decisions. Not only do you have Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, but you got Richard Clarida, who's a vice chair Republican, and Randall Quarles, Laura Brainerd, a Democrat, Michelle Bowman, a Republican, and 2 vacant seats. I bet they're all millionaires. So the Dow Jones, this is America's moral compass, right? The Dow Jones is America's moral compass. Since the Dow Jones is doing a nosedive, now we're saying, yeah, we need trillions of dollars. We got to fix these institutional issues. We've got to. What about the poverty and the police brutality and the wars and Jesus fucking Christ? It's only when the Dow Jones drops that about, obliterates the entire world's economy. The Dow Jones is America's moral compass. And it's dropped 26% so far this year. We're in the 4th month. It's already dropped 26%. 2020. The S&P 500 has dropped 23% in the electronic online NASDAQ composite. Has lost 18%. 6.6 million unemployed. Donald warned us yesterday or the day before that this week, the first week, the second week, this is April 5th, 2020, Sunday, and he's sitting there saying this week, coming up, there's going to be a lot of death. A lot of people are going to be dying. There's going to be dead people all over the place. And then Donald said that the NFL season, however, will start on time, and, especially since the coronavirus is going to be over by Easter. Donald also went ahead to help out with the coronavirus epidemic, suspended all the EPA standards, so now the oil and gas companies can rape Mother Earth without remorse or regard. The CDC has ordered everybody to wear a face mask in public. They were telling everybody not to go get face masks. Now they're telling everybody to wear a face mask. Well, what the fuck is this CDC? Is it the Center for Disease Control or Disease Creation? Donald's response to the coronavirus is impeachable. December 31st, 2019 is when the first case of coronavirus was unearthed in Wuhan, China. And here we are 3 months and 4 days later. So yeah, waiting 2 months before you actually got, before you got ahead of this thing. We could have prevented it. We could have stopped it like we did with SARS the first time it came around. MERS. On monetary policy, we should never do quantitative easing. Except for maybe once or twice in a blue moon. But we shouldn't. It's bad economics. It decreases the purchasing value. It devalues the dollar. Milton Friedman is saying the same shit. So the only time the American nation should ever print up money, it should be never for quantitative easing, but the only time money should be printed up is just for 2 reasons: to replace old and worn out money, So money's going to get worn out after a while, right? So old and worn out money, replace them. And to keep up with the population growth with a slow and steady dribble increase in the money supply, and that's it. That's it. Keep up with the population, replace old and worn out money. It's the only time you should print up money. Fucking $6 trillion, $5 billion would have ended homelessness in the U.S. forever and ever, but we don't care about the homeless. It's only when Wall Street is sick. What, Wall Street don't have a home? Well, shit, we need to spend $6 trillion for them. $5 billion. Just a tiny percentage. Not even 1%, less than 1%. To end homelessness in America. $35 billion for coronavirus tests for everybody. So we didn't get the testing. $1.3 trillion worth of student debt could have been wiped out, but no. No, we spent $6 trillion fucking dollars, and what really changed? So, okay, everybody got $1,200 bucks. Unemployed people, hopefully they're getting, a decent unemployment benefit check. But they get the entire whole goddamn financial system. They get the dollar. They get the fucking money. Quantitative easing creates inflation like a motherfucker. Where are the monetary hawks? When it comes to quantitative easing, where are the monetary hawks at? Are Rand Paul and Thomas Massey the only conservatives left in Congress? Inflation is when there's a disequilibrium between the amount of currency entering an economic system relative to the productive output of that same system. Inflation is rising prices for no reason. Quantitative easing devalues the dollar by printing more money. It increases the money supply, and that devalues the dollar, devalues its purchasing power. It devalues its store value, devalues its unit of account, which messes with it being a medium of exchange, the third and last function of money. And then with it being messed with as a medium of exchange, then now it messes with the U.S. dollar's placement as being the world's reserve currency. We were number one, but now we're doing currency manipulation. How the fuck can we look at China and say, hey, you're manipulating your currency, when we're doing quantitative easing right here in the good old U.S. of A. It's bad for the economy. It's not sound money. It's not the gold standard. It's not even the U.S. dollar standard. It sets a bad precedent for future government spending. It sets a bad example for the world. A bunch of governments are printing up more of their national currency. And what we need is a great, strong dollar. We need a good, strong U.S. dollar. That's how countries fuck themselves over and over again because they think they can just print up free money to pay for everything. Germany in the 1930s, you had those wheelbarrows full of German marks. All of it just worthless paper, a million marks for a loaf of bread. It is ridiculous. Monetary hawks are those who care about inflation the most. They care mostly about inflation. It's not unemployment, it's not wages, it's not the GDP, it's inflation. Where are the monetary hawks at? Where are the monetary hawks at? Quantitative easing is going to increase inflation. Our dollar is being devalued with quantitative easing at a ridiculous rate. 2.2 trillion. They, ballooned it up to 6 trillion. Some magic trick somehow. We already got $23 trillion of debt, so does that mean we just add, is 25 trillion, 26, 27, 30 trillion? Fuck it, who cares, right? And the U.S. government would never default on their own debt. I mean, we wouldn't elect a president who went bankrupt 4 times prior. Oh, my God. Oh, my fucking God. This country's going to go bankrupt. And Jerome Powell, the only thing Jerome Powell has to say is this. When we see that we've reached that level, then we'll begin to gradually reduce our asset purchases to the level of the underlying trend growth of demand for our liabilities. January 29, 2020. That's what Jerome Powell. That's what Jerome Powell. He believes that the supply of money is not based upon the demand for money. It's based on the economic growth. Jesus Christ, Jerome Powell, why don't you read economics? Why don't you, learn some economic surgery? I'm no economic surgeon. I'm not a wordologist. I'm not, the smartest economist, but that's obvious. Economic growth rate is the reason, not the supply of money is tied to the economic growth rate, not the demand for money. The demand from everybody wants money. The demand for money is like overwhelming. Everybody just wants more money. So yeah, you can't tie the supply of money to the demand for the money. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Come on, Jerome Powell, you can do better. You can do better.